What is up, guys? Nico here, back here another video here today, and today, well, I hope you're all having a wonderful video. What is up, guys? Nico here, back here another video here today, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. And today is the 5th of May, which in Mexico it's actually celebrated as Cinco de Mayo. And what is Cinco de Mayo? Well, it's a Mexican, celebration where it marks the anniversary of the 1862 victory by Mexican troops over invading French forces at the Battle of Puebla. Which, by the way, I didn't really know that. I had to actually look that up because I always see that, Cinco de Mayo has always been celebrated, but I kind of forgot what it really meant. I know I went over it, but, it's not something my family really, kind of celebrates too often. They just say that, oh yeah, it is Cinco de Mayo, whatever. It is what it is, right? So then I'd be like, alright, whatever. It's just kind of something that's celebrated by, Mexicans and part of Mexican culture. And I didn't know that until I just read that, so I did look up what Cinco de Mayo meant. It's a pretty big holiday that they celebrate over there in Mexico. And, pretty much, it's just a day where they celebrate and they party, and they pretty much, they, let's see, they pretty much celebrate the victory, and that pretty much when they're partying and all that, they also recreate parts of the battle and all that while they're celebrating, like they're just kind of doing their own thing, they're just having a good time. It's actually a holiday, which is crazy. I didn't think it was a holiday, but it is. And I just gotta say, it's very interesting, that that Cinco de Mayo is a very big holiday that's celebrated in Mexico a lot. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to cover because, obviously it's a very big part of Mexican culture, and, I wanted to, just talk about it because I don't know if you all know, but, I mean, I've pretty much already hinted at it, that I am Mexican, right? That is pretty much that is my ethnicity, and, obviously I celebrate Mexican culture, with my parents, my family, because obviously they like to celebrate it. So obviously, if Cinco de Mayo pops up, obviously I know about it. I want to talk about it. You know, I don't know. It's just something I just want to talk about because obviously I know a lot of you guys probably don't even know what it is or don't even know what it means, because I guarantee you there's a lot of people that probably don't even know what Cinco de Mayo even means, because it's not really talked about or covered in a lot of other places in the world. It just is mentioned and they're like, oh yeah, Cinco de Mayo, it's just the 5th of May, and it's just kind of something that's celebrated by Mexican people. But, I don't really think it's really explained as to why it's celebrated. So it's once you actually learn about it, it's actually kind of interesting, and that, the fact that it's a big part of my culture as well, it's just kind of interesting to think about, and kind of wild. Just kind of see, yeah, it's been celebrated for a long time. Let's see. And see, I'm trying to look up if there's anything else, because I mean, this battle that they, celebrate it was a battle that they won all the way back in 1862, which is crazy. Long time ago. And let's see. But of course, people tend to kind of mix it up and kind of think that that's Mexico's Independence Day, but that's actually not true at all. It is not their Independence Day. So it is not. It's just a victory from a battle that they won so many years ago. That's all it is. It's something they like to celebrate because they beat the French. I'm pretty sure back then the French were trying to take over a bunch of places, and obviously, Mexico did not like that, so they fought back. But and like that's how it's usually celebrated in Mexico. Now in the United States, it is celebrated here in the United States, but it definitely is like celebrated differently. Like they don't reenact any of the events of the battles or anything, you know. Here in the States, they actually like to party, like they like to make whole festivals about it. They like to play music, you know, serve food, pretty much like you know, typical Mexican celebration, which is pretty cool, you know. Which I've never been to any of these festivals or anything. I've just heard of them because, like I said, it's like I know it's part of the culture, but I've never really celebrated them. I just always hear about it. And I'm like, that's cool, you know, that this is being celebrated and all that. But now that I know the actual history behind it, it actually is pretty cool. You know, I understand why they celebrate it, why they do what they do, you know. It's just something very important to just Mexico as a whole. So, you know, pretty cool stuff. But yeah, honestly, that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I just wanted to cover Cinco de Mayo and just really wanted to, you know, just see what people thought about it. You know, what people think about it, you know, after the video's uploaded, you know, just kind of by letting you guys know about it. So, yeah, very interesting holiday. But of course, I know not everyone that's going to watch this video is going to be celebrating it because obviously some of you guys don't even like know what it is, you know, because I know there's a lot of people in my audience that don't even live in the States or Mexico, you know, like some of you guys live pretty far away, you know, and live in whole other countries, so, you know, it's interesting for a lot of people to be hearing about this for the first time. But yeah, anyways, enough of the ranting. I know this is a shorter video, but, you know, I didn't want to drag this for too long. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, though, you guys. If you guys made this far into the video, I hope all of you guys enjoyed, and thank you all for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.